Yate, which means hello. She'e yaha Nina Wilson Monroe yanshia. Maidesh gijni nishla. Sinajini bashish chin. Bipatwani dashachedo. Trabaha dashanala. Badaway holied ad e yahashi yaho ato ad andikest. Hello, my name is Nina Wilson Monroe. I am of the Coyote Pass people clan, born for the Blackstreet clan. My maternal grandfather's clan is Deer Spring Water, and my paternal grandfather's clan is Edgewater. And I am originally from Badaway, Arizona. I've been weaving ever since I was 4 years old. I would get into my mom's loom, and just when she's sitting there, I would watch her. So when she leaves to go take a break or something, I would sit there and try to do what she's doing. So she put up a rug for me originally when I was like 4, and I would just play around with it, and then she would get after me and tell me where my mistakes are, and pretty soon I got to just watch her more and more of how she puts the designs in, and that's how I learned. I've been weaving for over 50 years. I was raised out in Badaway, which is about 20 miles west of Tuba City. It's right across the north rim of the Grand Canyon. So I'm from the far eastern side of the reservation. This is called the Tree of Life Bird Pictorial. The Navajo Wedding Basket is used in many of our traditional ceremonies. If you've seen a Navajo wedding basket, you will see that it starts as a coil. The middle of that coil represents our emergence into this world, the beginning of life. As the coil goes around, it'll get into the black, as you see here. During times in your life, you'll come across life experiences that are difficult. So that's what that blackness represents. It goes into steps. So as you go through life and you go through difficulties and you overcome those difficulties, you're growing, you're maturing. So that's also known as the steps of life. The red here, we see the red, it represents the good times in our lives. Red is also a warning to a lot of traditionalist Navajo people. But for us in the basket, that's part of your life where it's calm. So then it goes back into the steps again. And so in this rug, I have the corn stalk growing out of it. Before it becomes corn pollen, you'll see the redness. And the redness is just, when we go out and check our corn, we'll say, oh, it's almost time to gather the corn pollen. The corn pollen, of course, is used in many of our ceremonies. It's given to the earth, it's put down with other stones and shells during prayer ceremonies where it's given as an offering. So corn pollen, everywhere we go, we have it, we keep it with us in case we need to do an offering. There's a lot of stories in our culture about the coyote, and that it's a messenger. When it crosses your path and you don't keep going, you stop and you find its tracks, and you put some corn pollen in its tracks, and you ask it for good blessings, and that you'll be traveling safely forward to wherever you're going. Yes, those are flowers. We gather a lot of different petals during the springtime. We use them to dye our wool different colors. It represents the plant life, because we share this life with not only the species that are the flyers, but also what grows out of the earth. The birds, we use many different types of bird feathers in our traditional ceremonies, and those carry our prayers upward. So the white line we leave out because this is woven with the white background. As we're weaving and we're putting in our designs, we have a lot of thinking. We have a thought process on we're thinking about not only our livelihoods, but just how we're living and where we're living, neighbors, who we're sharing this world with. Such as plants, animals, we even think about the weather, how next spring is gonna be, if it's gonna give us the flowers that we're gonna need to, dye our wool the different colors that we use it for, and if it's gonna bring a generous amount of water for the animals, our sheep, which we utilize, their wool, and the goats, and we also utilize their meat to sustain our lives. So there's a lot of thinking that goes into it, and my mother always said, you don't enclose your thoughts when you're creating something. You leave a sort of like a doorway out so that your thoughts will keep flowing. So that's what that represents.
So that's kind of once you're getting close to finishing the rug, that kind of gives you an outlet that you're coming to the close of everything that you've put into the rug, and that lets you, I guess, finish up the rug.
Yes, so that's why it is generally referred to as the lifeline, because life will keep going on. That's my weaving fort. That's a design of a weaving fort, and that's my signature. That's what I put in all of my rugs that I make to identify me, myself. And they always told us when we were small, I don't know if it's true or not, but my dad would tell my brothers, if you're making a weaving fort, how many teeth it has will determine how many children you're gonna have.
So how many teeth does that one have?
This one has 5.
Do you have 5 kids?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
That's kind of like the Navajo way of teaching is like that. They use many different examples to, I guess, be aware of things, to actually put meaning to an object. I'm more prone to doing the Tree of Life because I enjoy working with all the colors and the designs on the side here that represents the lightning. So the whole loom stand actually is more of a story about the lightning and the rain. So that's pretty much the designs that come from that. It's what we see naturally out and where we live.
And you don't have a pattern you use or a template. Your design that you're doing on that rug comes straight from,
right,
for better words, your head.
Yes, like where's the next bird gonna fit? Which color should I do? And it's just like I put designs into the feathers here. This is more like a raised outline right here, and then this one is a different design. So it's just the way I imagined it to look, and that's how I created it.